So Church of England priests were allowed to marry. If you're a Roman Catholic priest, you're not allowed to marry. So yeah, slightly different churches, different strands of Christianity, and they have different rules. So I'm glad I'm not a Roman Catholic priest because I love my wife. It's nice to meet her.
I'm glad too.
And I have 3 children. Samuel is in America at the moment. He's looking at a job over there. My daughter Lydia is a teacher in central London. And my youngest daughter Anna, she studies Arabic and French in Durham University. So she's just spent a year in Jordan and in Palestine. So her Arabic's got a lot better now.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. She's just written a 2,000-word essay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
essay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of.
I was impressed. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
All in Arabic, so it's
that's
very
really
good. So she's very good linguist. She's got 1 more year to go in Durham. So that's them. My wife, she works with visually impaired and blind children in Oxford and Oxfordshire. So she trained as a teacher, obviously, and she leads that work. Everything from babies, when the family first discovers they have a blind or visually impaired child, it's quite a major trauma, right up to the young person being 21, 22, 23. And at Christchurch we have 2 undergraduates starting this year who are completely blind. One's doing philosophy, politics, economics, and she rows on the river. So you'd be amazed what people could do. So that's my family. I'm a priest, Church of England, like Cheryl. You're Anglican chaplain at Oxford Brookes.
Yeah. Excellent.
And I've been a priest for, I'm 57 now, and I started when I was 25, so what's that, 32 years? 32 years, yeah, I'm not very good at math. And I've worked in different parts of England, in Gateshead, in Newcastle, in Oxford, then I was in Birmingham, then I was in Stratford-on-Avon, where Shakespeare was buried in the church where I served, and then came here nearly 7 years ago. And I'm the Archdeacon of Oxford, they call me. So that sounds a good title. It means chief servant. So
like a sheikh.
Yeah. Sort of.
A sheikh and a grand mufti.
We see ourselves as we're here to serve all the people of God, but especially the priests. So I kind of look after chaplains, priests in the churches and so on, and their families, and make sure they're developing well, they've got what they need for their work in ministry. And then I also lead our work with other faith groups, so that's why I'm especially glad to welcome Muslim friends here today. I've had a long involvement with other faith studies. I've done particular studies of Hinduism, Buddhism and Islam. I studied at the Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies right back in the 1990s.
Oh, that's on the shed. On the shed, I remember.
I was there too. And I did some studies there. So it's amazing to see its enormous, beautiful new building now. So Christchurch, if you've never been, Oxford University has lots of different colleges. And this is just one of the colleges, but it's a big one. It's a big quad out there. And this was founded in the 1520s, so about 500 years ago. Yeah, we're having our 500th quite soon. It was founded by this man, Cardinal Wolsey, who was like a number 2 to Henry VIII. Henry VIII was King of England at the time. Cardinal Wolsey was one of the heads of the church in England. In those days, the church leaders were very powerful in the state as well. So anyway, that's Cardinal Wolsey. But it's always risky being a friend of Henry VIII, because if he fell out with you, that was
it was good.
So he built a little bit of the college, and then he fell out with the king. That was it. He lost his life. So, but he began the college here. But the interesting thing is, long before this was a college, long before it was anything in the university at all, this was a religious place, a house of prayer. So the house of prayer that was there then, 1,000 years ago, that's still there.
Yes.
And we still have prayers there 3, 4 more times a day. We begin at 7:15 every morning, There's always a service at 6 every day, and then there's other services, especially on Sunday. So people of any faith, you're more than welcome to come, and if your family's coming over, bring them. We have a very, very good choir. And,
Excellent.
it's always good to hear the choir sing. 6 o'clock, they usually sing. Quite famous around the world. So it's unique here because the monastery that was here before, the religious house, if you like, that kind of turned into a college. Monks or nuns, we call them, they're people who dedicate their whole life to God. They're not allowed to marry or have children. They give away all their possessions and money, and they devote their life to prayer and study. There's a long tradition in the church. You probably have similar.
Of course, we have those called that visual or some kind of. We have something like that in
There's different kinds anyway. But here it was begun by a saint, a woman called Freudesweid. This is in Saxon times, so that's about 1300 years ago, so a long, long time ago, when Oxford, it was just woods and rivers and everything around here. And she had a man who was pursuing her, wanting to force her to marry him. She said, no, I'm dedicated to God, I marry only God. And he was having none of this, so he tried to take her away forcibly. And she prayed to God. This is the story. And she hid in a tree. And he was looking for her, couldn't find her. And then I don't know if he had an accident or what, but he blinded himself, he couldn't see.
Oh, yeah,
and so this was the strange story. But Freudesweid, a holy woman, she said she would pray for his healing of his eyesight if he said, I won't pursue you anymore, I want to try and marry you. And he agreed. She prayed for him, and he got his sight back. And she began the convent here, so she founded a holy house here. And she's buried to this day. Her shrine is still there in the cathedral. Freudesweid means strong faith, so she was a strong woman of faith. Friedesweide is how it would have been pronounced.
I had the stories where Kevin MacDonald, Archbishop Kevin MacDonald is a very close friend, of course, from Cathedral. And one day, one man was interested with one of the nuns. Exactly the same. Yeah. And of course, she loved him as well, but God, this is impossible. And I asked, of course, he told me, can you ask, he can marry spiritual to God and physically to me. And I said, Archbishop, and he was hilarious. He said, well, we have a law. He said, she wanted the most, right? I said, well.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways.
You can't have it.
But no, it's an interesting story. Absolutely. So, in a way, when colleges began, because Henry VIII closed down the monasteries, we have them again now. But he closed them down.
He took all the treasure as well.
He wanted money,
he took all the treasure.
He wanted all the treasure from the church. So we used to have all these treasures, but the king took it, so that's it. It's gone into the state. But a lot of the monasteries were knocked down, or the treasures were taken, the stones were taken. But the one here, they left the church, and all the lands of the college he gave to the cardinal, of the monastery to build the first college. So in a monastery, people in those days ate together, lived together, prayed together, studied together. And in a way, in these colleges, like at Oxford Brookes, it's the same tradition. You live together, you eat together, you study together, and maybe you pray together. So if it's not forced study nowadays, it's free. But that's a tradition, in a way, going right back to the monastery days. And the colleges, the universities have taken some of that tradition. But here we still have prayers every single day. 365 days of the year, we never close. So come on Christmas Day, it's any day obviously, there's always service at 6. That's the easy one to remember. So I'll take you around.
Can we get one picture with the
yeah, sure.
Can anybody want to get the picture of the Cardinal Wolsey? I would really like to.